some of the highlights for this project is the custom intake and exhaust. I think this year we're going to be the first team that's going to, for us at least, that can successfully implement the spike throttle, again, composite fuel tank, and the aluminum one. And then also, Kevin mentioned the 4-bar linkage to improve drivability for the throttle pedal.
So I'll talk a little bit about the electrical team, which is one of the brand new teams. So this team really focused a lot on making sure the electrical systems in the car worked, and as I said, we're using more and more sensors, more and more complicated data systems. So organizing that became an increasing pain, and so we created this team, and they really done an incredible job of building a lot of custom printed PCBs. And if you look at some of the designs, they look like they're straight out of consumer products, and so it's really impressive to see some of these things come to life. Specifically, we have all these PCBs, and these are not trivial to design. It takes a lot of work, a lot of planning, a lot of preparation. In addition to that, they also do a lot of the wiring of the car, but they're responsible for all of the wires external to a lot of the internal components, especially on the car. And so they have to plan out where all the wires go, and how much current they'll carry, and what color they'll be, what size they'll be, things like that. And so it's a huge task, and I think this is probably the most organized year I've ever seen it. So it's very well laid out, very coherent. So it's been a lot better experience so far, and we think that it'll be a lot better to manage in the future, because a lot of the previous cars have become very single and you can work on them for the wiring. So, yeah. And then this is our E-train system. So this is basically the powerhouse of the electric car. I don't really know where to begin on E-train. We changed so many things. Mainly last year was our very first year, and we should call it a learning experience. We were one of the only teams in America last year to actually build a working electric car out of several dozen that tried. I mean, some teams even took 2 years, but we learned a lot of things. This year was really about implementing the things that we learned. It looks very simple. It looks like something, when you see the designs up close, you see like, it makes a lot of sense, but like implementing that simplicity is actually really complex. And a lot of the things we've done kind of seem a little like, they just seem like something you'd see in like an industrial grade product, but they're completely custom and completely done for us. And one of the cool things I like about the series powertrain is that it's very like coherent. You can see the batteries in front, and then it goes to the motor controllers, and then to the motors. There's no large disconnect between those items, and so they're very close together, and it's very well packaged. And another thing I just wanted to point out about the e-car, we have to ground everything in the whole car. So when you see it up close, you'll notice that it's very silvery. So that's because we need it to ground so you don't get shot. It's more of a safety precaution, but it creates a really cool silver finish. So you'll see inside of the combustion car is all black, but the e-car is also pretty cool. So let's do that. And just to give some quick specs about it. We have 2-motor drive, and each motor is capable of putting around 100 horsepower peak. So it's like 200 horsepower total. Very, very powerful car. And each motor, after the gearbox, can output about 500-ish pounds of torque, potentially more for a sustained period. So it's a lot of power. It's probably one of the most powerful Formula cars you've ever built, just because you're allowed so much more power. So, and also, we're doing a lot of work with controls and the torque vector, so we're really excited to see that coming together. Should be very interesting to drive the car. Very different.
So, again, one of the big changes that we made this year for manufacturing is really trying to teach a lot of the new members a lot more about manufacturing, getting them ready for having their own tech projects in the future. And again, Sam did an amazing job. We had assignments in the fall. Members like that, but I didn't. Where they were looking at drawings and looking at the GD&T and all the stuff that you're going to need as an application, as an engineer, and learning that stuff early on. So then, when someone who has a tech project has a drawing, they pass it on. There's leads to confusion, all that stuff, and then we crank out some good parts. And again, Travis was huge in helping a lot of those members learn some of the more complex machines. As well as the shop masters, and there's just some cool pictures of kind of some of the projects that manufacturing and other tech teams worked on together. And finally, suspension. So there's a lot different this year with suspension. It's a very drastic departure from previous years. We ran 13-inch tires for a long time, and we felt that we can finally take advantage of 10-inch tires and where we're at in terms of understanding our load cases, dropping weight safely, all that stuff. So one thing also that Daniel's working on currently for his thesis is active suspension, and I'm very hopeful that we'll run at a competition. First ever that a team will have. Carbon fiber wheel shells also. And then one thing that kind of chassis team and suspension team worked on collaboratively is being able to have an environment where you can have similar brackets. So a lot of the brackets are the same because of the flat mounting that the chassis provides, and that just allows for manufacturability, which is huge. And then on the right we have some of the kind of other features. So as Travis mentioned, carbon fiber steering mounts. Very different rear geometry for suspension, just preliminary for packaging, and then larger hub diameter and lock nut interface, and that's to drop weight and also packaging. I think that is the last slide. No, it isn't. There's some cool renders that I did at some point. So that swoop looks exactly like that one, right? So anyways, that's what the car looks like on the computer. Again, we model everything. And with that, one thing I know what we would like to do is anyone who's in the audience who has sponsored us at all in any way, it can be an individual donation, it can be a company, we would like to invite you guys. What? And the self-starter, I am sorry. Lack of sleep. So anyone who's donated self-starter, personal donations, companies, we'd like to invite you up now to get your picture taken with the cars. So if you guys would like to stand up and make your way to the front, we'd love to get your guys a picture. Heard the traffic. Except you guys are all smart, you can figure it out. Yes. And also, I guess I'll announce it also right now, one of our great sponsors, Fremont Brewing, has also donated 2 kegs. So after this whole event, we'd like to invite all the sponsors down to the pit area for some beers if they would like to, and I hope all of you can. So if everyone would like to, where's Josiah? Oh, there's Josiah. Josiah, what do you want? Man, there's a lot of sponsors. Oh my gosh. I'll turn off the projector so we're not blinding people. How do I do this? No show. Boom. Perfect. And again, thank you to all the sponsors here who are in attendance. Again, these cars would not be possible without all of your support. Rowdy when I mentioned it. So again, we do have 2 kegs back at the pit, and all the sponsors are welcome to drinks if they would like, and you guys can see the cars a little bit more in person. Also our workspace, where you can do tours, all that fun stuff. So if you guys are interested, please just find us after. And now, I think we'd just like to invite everyone up on stage to take a closer look at the cars. Please be careful. Feel free to take pictures, all that stuff, and then meet friends, family. Thank you. What?
Right at the perfect moment for it to crash.
Wait, right before we showed the car, right?
Yeah, it was as
Oh my god.
Like the video stopped. I mean, like the live stream stopped right before the end of the video,
That's a bummer.
and then they just ripped the curtain off.
Idea for your official videotaper.
Yep.
Yeah.